My Sony NW A306 has two problems with the sound volume it delivers. The first is not the fault of Sony or the Walkman itself, but because I have an EU version of the A306, it is subject to a limit of 85 decibels with an option to increase the volume to 100 decibels. In practice, this means that when any track hits the 85 decibel threshold, the Walkman stops and a warning page appears, and only by accepting the warning can you continue to listen to the music or increase the volume, presumably to 100 decibels, until the next loud track plays and triggers the next warning and stop. The second problem with the volume is that despite having a range of 120 increments, anything less than a setting of 50 is a whisper, and anything above 80 risks triggering the 85 decibel limit, albeit only with certain tracks. The maximum volume is also underwhelming, not to say frustrating. With Bluetooth speakers, because the volume setting on the Walkman is also the volume setting of the device, and vice versa, then regardless of the speaker's power, the warning will still be triggered at a relatively low volume setting with certain tracks. There is potentially a hack to the first problem, as described by Techmoan for his A55 Walkman, or alternatively anyone in Europe could always import the NW A306 from a different region. I decided not to try the hack. When I play the music from the Walkman through my NAD stereo amplifier and Mission speakers using the 3.5mm lead, I can keep the volume setting on the A306 relatively low, and my stereo setup has sufficient power and volume to make the low Walkman volume irrelevant. This workaround has proved successful. As I wanted to use the Walkman for background music in other rooms, I bought a Creative Pebble Plus speaker setup. However, I found the amplifier in the Pebble Plus wasn't powerful enough to compensate for the low Walkman volume. So whilst my solution is over-engineered, I found that using a Link 4 headphone amplifier between the Walkman and the Pebble Plus worked extremely well, and the sound and volume range is perfectly adequate for any reasonably sized room. It has an impedance range of 16 to 300 ohms and a signal to noise ratio of greater than 120 decibels, and both a bass and a gain switch, and was well worth the money. So for me, the Sony needs to be played through an amplifier to get the volume levels I'm looking for around the house. That said, with my RHAT20 IEM headphones, I've not needed to increase the volume of the Walkman such that it triggers the warning except on rare occasions, which is a bonus. It's all good.